After we've installed Python and opened the Python idle environment from the start menu, we get this window here, and this is basically just a Python shell. It allows you to interact directly with Python and test things out, which is really useful. A good way to think about what's happening here is really you're taking some kind of code or number or whatever you have and passing it to Python. Python then interprets it and immediately sends you some kind of result back. A quick example of this working might be taking two integer numbers and having Python add those together. So you could say 1 plus 2, and then you just press return, and you'll get the number 3 back. Now, none of this is too impressive just yet, but it is nice while we're learning to be able to test things out in this Python interactive environment. At this point, we're pretty much set up and ready to go. So let's go ahead and start digging into Python a little bit. And first here, we're going to create a Hello World program. And basically, we need to create a new file. And this will be a file that we put our Python code into and then run that code, and we'll get the results over on this Python shell. So go ahead and hit File here and go to New File. And this will create a new untitled empty file for us that we can begin putting our Python code into. And right now we're probably going to want to save this file, so we can do that first. We go to File here and then Save. And for me, it's actually opened up my Python directory, which may not be a great spot to save your programs and scripts in. So I'm going to change this for me, and I'll go to the desktop here. And you can pick anything that you want. I'm going to go ahead and call this one hello, and then .py. Python scripts and programs will have this .py at the end of it to let your computer know that it's a Python file. And then we can go ahead and save. Now, before we get into writing our Hello World program, I want to show you a key difference between the Python shell and our Python script that we have. So earlier we were able to add two numbers together, 1 plus 2, and we got 3 back. And if we do that in our script, we'll get slightly different behavior. So let's go ahead and try it. If we just do 1 plus 2, now to run this, we'll have to save it and then select the Run Module option here. So we go to File, Save, and then right here, Run, and then Run Module, or F5 will do this. Okay, so it looks like nothing has happened, and we get this new line back in our Python shell. When you're using the Python shell, you immediately get back some kind of result. So you pass Python something, it interprets this, and then gives you back the result immediately. When you have a script, like our script here, this isn't necessarily the case. It will basically perform the calculation, but we didn't tell it that we want any kind of output back. So we have 1 plus 2, Python has added that, it has the number 3, and then the program ends, so we don't actually see the number 3. If we'd like to actually see the number 3, our result, we can use what's called the print function. And I'll talk a little bit about this in a later video. But here's basically how it works. We can say print 1 plus 2. And so 1 plus 2 will give us 3, and it will print the result of that calculation. So again, we just want to go here and save, and then run, and we get the number 3. At this point, we're halfway done to completing our Hello World program. All we need to do is head back over to our script here and replace the 1 plus 2 with a string, and inside that string, we want to put Hello World. I'll talk a little bit more about strings and other data types in another video, but for right now, we want to save this, and then run, and there we go. That's about all there is to it. Thanks for watching.